I think I'm in a position right now that I'm able to influence young kids and help them grow as people, players. When I was coming through the system, I was good, but I was never the best necessarily. And I think it took time for me to find my own skin.
If you could give one piece of advice to the kids listening, the younger people, and even the parents.
Don't overstep your role. I think it's important to allow your kids to develop at their own rate. Don't try and force them into a situation that they're not comfortable being in. They'll find their niche and they'll work their way out.
U.S. men's national team midfielder Tyler Adams is one of the most respected voices in men's soccer. In his first public appearances participating in FIFA World Cup, he joins us today to discuss his passion, increased access to soccer, as well as his highlights from his World Cup experience. Tyler, thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. This is a pleasure on the Fighting for Overtime podcast. I have to ask you, with your partnership with Allstate and U.S. Soccer Foundation, it really intrigues me because it's bringing access to the sport across the country. How important is that to you?
It's the most important thing. I think I'm in a position right now that I'm able to influence young kids and have an influence on them, help them grow as people, players. It's rare that you get to, have partners that share that same ambition as you of, giving back to communities. But in Allstate, U.S. Soccer Foundation, what we've done for the past 3 years, opening up mini pitches in the lead up to the World Cup, I feel like we've done exactly that. So I'm very thankful for that.
And for the audience, I mean, I know what it is, you know what it is, but what is the mini pitch and how does it really support that youth development?
Yeah, it's like take a basketball court, add a steel frame around it with steel goals, some lights. And it's sort of the place that you can go play pickup soccer with your friends. You can go work on your skills, shoot goals, and it's durable. So these kids can play in it, rain or shine, and have an opportunity to get out there with their buddies. So it's definitely something that I wish I had access to growing up and was able to walk to. But I'm happy that we're able to put these in these communities that need it.
Now, do athletes like yourself still use them today?
I would definitely use that if I had one in where I lived in England. But whenever I come back home, I put one in my hometown actually. And whenever I go back home, me and my friends play on it. So it's still something that I use to this day. It's something fun that you're able to get after it and have fun. So I love it.
Now, obviously, coming fresh off the FIFA World Cup, and I talk specifically on the show about it's not about the wins, it's about memories of moments. Fill us in on your favorite moments, competing in the FIFA World Cup.
Oh man, honestly, the list goes on and on. It was such an incredible experience. But for me, the one moment that will always stick with me is after the win against Australia 2-0 in Seattle, walking around the field, singing Country Roads with our teammates. Like that was a moment that just felt like it tied everything together. Like that's what it was like experiencing a World Cup on home soil. Like that didn't happen in Qatar when we won in 2022 or won a game. I don't feel like I had as many moments like that as I did in this World Cup. And I think that's what playing on home soil again made it so special.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, listen, we know seen by millions and millions and millions of people. And this is specifically for kids that watch this program. I mean, why is that moment so important for you soccer as a whole?
That just showed the camaraderie, like what soccer does in terms of bringing people together. Like American or not, you look at that moment and you're like, that's a special moment. Whereas I don't think it's different in other sports, but in terms of diversity of people, like there would have been people from all over the place, all over the country in one place to watch that game. And that's just the influence that soccer has and why I think everyone is so desperate that the sport grows in America for more moments like that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Now, thinking about youth sports in general, just in regards to you coming up, what would you say has changed and or evolved since your younger days of playing soccer?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think one of the biggest things is residency programs. A lot of these academies now have the opportunity where you can go and live and train at the same time, go to school, everything's sort of set up for you. Whereas, I'm very thankful to my parents for making sacrifices because they were driving an hour and a half each direction for me to find the best opportunity to play. And these are the challenges that, playing in America you have to face because the country is so big. Finding what team makes the most sense to play for, which pathway you take with college being involved, signing a professional contract at a young age, like all these different routes that are now possible weren't necessarily there when I was coming through. It's like my goal was to play professional soccer, and I was able to achieve that. Whereas now there's a lot of different routes that you can take.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity, but again, with that opportunity comes a lot of stress. And one where we talk about on the show is anxiety and burnout as a youth sports player. We see a lot of it
Mhm.
now. Did you ever experience or have anybody close to you experience something like that? As you know, with the commitment of the youth sports growing up.
I think I was very fortunate. So I had three brothers, and both of my parents were always keeping busy with all of us playing sports and stuff like that. And I think one of the things that a lot of these kids don't have the opportunity to do is talk to people that are going through the same things as them. They kind of, hold it all in, and they're like, this just might be what I'm going through. I'm kind of scared to share it. Whereas me and my brothers were all going through the same thing, and we were talking about it, complaining about it, motivating each other through those challenges together. And when you're doing that with people that you're so close with, it makes the challenges a little bit more easier and not as stressful. Whereas I've seen a ton of kids go through the challenge of getting burnt out from trying to balance school, trying to balance, their ambitions and goals as an athlete. So it's definitely challenging, but it's definitely true that everyone goes through it.
No, I mean, listen, it was great said, right? It perfectly said. I say it all the time, and speaking of that, you've being on the platform you have and the stature of yourself. If you could give one piece of advice to the kids listening, the younger people, and even the parents, what would it be right now when it comes to youth sports and youth soccer in general?
Yeah, to trust the process. I think a lot of kids get caught up comparing themselves to one another, and like, why is this kid more talented or have more success than I do right now, or why am I getting overlooked, or these sort of things. I can tell you firsthand, like when I was coming through the system, I was good, but I was never the best necessarily. And I think it took time for me to find my own skin and develop into the person that I am. But my parents always reminded me to just be myself and that everything will work out. So I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. It's all about timing. And I think that now having kids myself as a parent, don't overstep your role. I think it's important to allow your kids to develop at their own rate. Don't try and force them into a situation that they're not comfortable being in. I think they'll find their niche and they'll work their way out.
Think you might have to talk to some coaches about that. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. I
It-
agree with that.
it's tough, man. It's tough, but to hear it from someone like yourself, I think it really, really speaks volumes. And again, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time and trying to just expand that youth sports and that youth soccer across the country, man. It's awesome. And those mini pitches remind me of futsal, man. As a coach, I
Exactly.
love those things.
Exactly.
I love those
Exactly. No,
things.
that's the goal, man. It's not easy and it will take time, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
I appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you so much, man. And you have a fantastic day. Can't wait to see you on the field again.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Fighting for Overtime is a Rise and React media production. If you're looking to start a podcast, if you're looking to get some direction, hit us up, let us know. We'll help you out there as well. Again, for everybody, enjoy your time, memories and moments, and keep fighting that fight. Continue to fight in overtime to make your kid have the best experience that they can have when it comes to playing youth sports.